In this problem, we're going to ask ourselves, how many times does negative 4v go into 12v to the third, 32v squared, 8v, like that. So we're just going to say negative 4v times what gives me 12v to the third? Well, negative 3v squared. So if I think back, negative 4 times negative 3 is 12, and v times v squared is v to the third. All right, and if I multiply those two things together, they will exactly equal that. So if I am subtracting, it is the same thing as adding the opposite, and I get 0. I'm going to bring down my 32v squared and ask myself, negative 4v times what gives me 32v squared? Well, negative 4 times negative 8 would give me a positive 32, and then v times v gives me v squared. So if I ask myself that again to check myself, negative 4v times negative 8v gives me positive 32v squared. And I'm going to be subtracting, which means the same thing as adding the opposite. And I can see that those two make 0. Let's bring down the 8v. Asking myself, negative 4v times what gives me 8v? And that would again be a negative 2. So negative 4v times negative 2 gives me a positive 8v. I am subtracting, which is the same thing as adding the opposite, and I get 0. There's no remainder, and I can say that the answer to this is negative 3v squared minus 8v minus 2. If I multiplied that back times negative 4v, I would get my original problem, the original polynomial.